Hello lads, Chad here. Welcome to my place where Sigma male and female belong. Today Sigma is the blind man from Don't Breathe, released in 2016. Like and subscribe to Chad and become a Sigma. Spoilers ahead, watch out. The film started with Money, who is asking his two friends, Rocky and Alex, to rob a house of veteran man. This man has a daughter who died because she was hit by rich family and they paid him off $300 for settlement. They started staking out the things. All they got is 4 blocks around from the house's target, and houses aren't occupied, no people, and there will be no patrol. The owner is blind and he won't leave his house in 5 days. At night, they are starting to rob the house. Alex throws a sleeping pill to a blind man's dog. The dog is chewing it and fall asleep. They are planning to enter through the side door. Alex sets up the remote, so the alarm will be turned off without code. The side door won't be open. Either the storm cellar door is also locked. Rocky sees the window and she thinks she can enter through that window. Rocky gets into that house and she is looking around where is the alarm, so she will turn it off by a remote that Alex gave. She nailed it. At that time, she sees the picture of blind man's daughter. She opens the side window for Money and Alex. They get into the house and take off their shoes in order to don't make a sound. They start to search the money. Started with Alex, who is entering the tool room. Rocky is also finding another room and keep turning off her eyes to the whole sides of the house. Meanwhile, Money is turning on the light of the house corridor. He is entering a room and he sees a bell hanging. Rocky gets herself into a closet while Alex is checking the code just to make sure. After they check the first floor, Money decides to go the top floor. When he is there, he sees a door opened. It turns out, the blind man room. He is sleeping and playing a video of his daughter when she was a kid. Money straightly comes to his room and giving him a gas of sleeping pill. Surprisingly, this man wakes up. He's back to sleep again. Money puts that gas and leaving his room. Rocky is showing them a room that has a big lock. Money is trying to open it using his gear to pull out the lock to be opened, but it's too noisy. He thinks the blind man has fainted, so he won't hear anything. After the first attempt failed, he is trying another way by using a pistol. Alex plans to leave from the house. He doesn't agree what Money wants to do. Bringing a gun to burglary is the legal right to the owner to shoot them. Rocky tries to stop Alex to go. Money successfully opens that door. At that time, the blind man is standing beside them and he says, "Who's there?" Money replies, "Okay, man, just chill, alright?" Accidentally, that man is stepping on the padlock of the room that was shot by Money. Money points his pistol at him and asking him to don't move. The man walks slowly to Money. Money feels threatened and decides to shoot his pistol to the roof. Turns out, that blind man quickly turning Money's pistol to him, strangle his neck and shoots him. You don't mess with a Sigma even if he's blind. Rocky shocked, she just can't believe what happened. She straightly hides in the closet and cry. Meanwhile, Alex, who heard the gunshot, is going back to the house. When Alex is going toward to the room of the front house, he almost hit him. The blind man is starting to locking up the side door, which the door they entered. He also seals the window with a wooden board where the first time Rocky entered the house. Rocky, who is in the closet, sees the blind man open a safe where he puts the money. Rocky is quietly looking at him and discovers the code of that safe. Alex goes to closet where Rocky hides. Then, she shows him a safe. She opens that safe and put all the money in her bag. They are planning to go out. Despite the fact that all the doors are being locked, Alex remembers the storm cellar door. The doors bolted from the inside, that could be their way out. They go toward to the place. Surprisingly, the blind man is out from the door. He cleans up the Money's body. When he is dragging the body, he hears the squeak of wood from Alex's footsteps. He gets surprised and pointing the pistol randomly. After he makes sure that everything is fine, he continues to clean up the Money's body. Finally, Rocky and Alex can breathe easily and go down to the basement. When they go down to the basement, they use the light from the phone. The place looks like a maze. They continue to walk around to look for the cellar door. Without they realize, they enter the wrong room. Suddenly, a woman appears in her hand being tied up to reach Rocky. She is begging for help and suddenly, she is showing an article to Rocky. Her name is Cindy Roberts, she's the one who killed his daughter. She shows a safe to them. When the safe is opened, it's a key to untie her off. Suddenly, they are all hearing the loud footsteps of the blind man coming to their way. As it happens, they are both trying to untie her off and bring her to the cellar door. The door is locked, then Alex is trying hard to find the right key. When Alex finds it, he is waiting them from behind the door and shooting some shots. Turns out, the shot hits Cindy. She dies straight away. Alex and Rocky are running away and hiding. They are both planning to go upstairs. In the meantime, that blind man is turning off all the lights, so the basement is totally dark. Now, they are on Sigma's playground. When they are on the top floor, the dog is waking up. Alex gives the key to Rocky and asking her to open the front door. The blind man is banging the door loudly, so the dog is chasing them both. They are entering the room and blocking the door by closet. They can't do anything because the window is being locked up by rail. The situation makes them getting frustrated. They both see the small window and asking Rocky to get in. Meanwhile, he is holding onto the situation, in order that blind man isn't entering the room. Rocky nailed it. She gets in. He is smashing the door, and that door is opened. His dog gets in. This dog is cornering Alex until he falls out to the outside rightly on the roof of the house, and Alex is fainted. The blind man didn't realize if Alex is on the roof and defenseless. Meanwhile, Rocky is crawling on the roof and his dog smell her on. This dog is going to the roof and chasing her. She decides to fall out and get fainted. He hears the sound and begin to look around where the sound comes from. Eventually, Alex wakes up and he is trying to move his body without making the glass broke. That man hears the glass being cracking. He is shooting it and the glass is broken, making Alex falling off to the floor. Alex is trying to turn on the alarm, so the police officers will come. Gosh, he meets again with this man and he starts to shoot him. Alex begins to hide and straightly take a hammer to hit the blind man's hands. This man is confused by the sound of the laundry machine. He turns off the machine and hitting Alex. He takes a long heavy scissors and hit to Money's body that he thought it's Alex's body. In a very weak condition, Rocky is finally waking up with the sprained ankle she feels at that time. As strong as she can, she continues to crawl. She is trying hard and finally, she finds the window. When she has successfully opened the window, this man is pulling her body from below, hitting her hard and strangling her neck. Rocky is waking up. Her body is tied up like Cindy. This man says to Rocky, "She was pregnant with my baby. You killed them both." That man is turning on the stove and heating the sperm from the refrigerator. He is setting up the tie for Rocky with straddle position. He cuts her underwear. He takes a vacuum, sucking his sperm and trying to putting the sperm into Rocky's vajayjay. Rocky is screaming, hysterically. Suddenly, Alex comes and hitting him with the hammer until he's fainted. Alex is trying to untie Rocky and he is also handcuffing his hand. Rocky hits him hard and put the sperm into the blind man's mouth. The man gives up and asking them to go out from the house and bring his money. Both of them are opening the door to go out. When the door is opened, surprisingly, Alex gets shot by that blind man. He tragically dies. Meanwhile, Rocky is running away as fast as she can out from the house. But his dog is chasing her. She gets into the car and make a trap for the dog. She nailed to get out and take her bag. The man appears from behind, hit her and drag her back to the house. She sees the Alex's remote to turning on the emergency mode from his house to call the police. The alarm sounds around and make him feel disturbed. Then, he begins to shoot randomly. Rocky takes a crowbar and hit him 1,000 times until he is falling off to the basement. She is starting to take her bag and go out from the house before the police comes. The story goes into Rocky with her sister who, having a lunch while waiting for the train to come. As they have a conversation, at that time, there is a robbery news from the TV who she did with his two friends. The news says that there are only 2 burglars broke into the house and no goods were reported stolen by the victim. The owner is in the stable condition and will be released from the hospital soon and return to his home. This story is closed with Rocky and her sister go toward to the place where the train comes. So, before you do a crime, make sure your target isn't a Sigma. Even if the target is incapacitated, they are still dangerous if they are a Sigma, like the blind man. Time's up, lads. A Sigma will like and subscribe. Chat out.